Hey everyone, and welcome. In this explainer, we're diving into a really fascinating idea from the ancient text Gayatri Mahav. It gives us a kind of map of human consciousness, breaking down our existence into 5 invisible layers. So let's explore what that really means. So let's just jump right in with a huge question. Are we just this? Flesh and blood? A collection of cells and tissues? Or could there be a whole lot more going on? Well, this ancient wisdom suggests that our physical self is really just the tip of the iceberg, the outermost layer of a being that's way more complex and energetic than we think. And that brings us to our first main idea, the 5 layers of consciousness. Think of it like a blueprint for us. It's a journey that starts with the body we can actually see and touch, but it moves deeper and deeper, layer by layer, until we get to the absolute core of who we are. So the central idea here is that we're not just one solid thing. Instead, picture us as being made of 5 distinct but totally interconnected layers of energy. These are called the koshas, and each layer has its own job to do, from the really physical stuff to the incredibly subtle energetic stuff. Together, they make up the whole human experience. Okay, so in this next part, let's really get into the nitty-gritty. We're going to break down the anatomy of these 5 layers, exploring what each one is all about and how they all work together. The source material calls this the science of Panchkosha. So here it is, the fundamental framework. It all starts with the most obvious one, right? The Annamaya kosha. That's our physical body, the part that literally runs on food. Then, if you go one layer deeper, kind of like one of those Russian nesting dolls, you hit the Pranamaya kosha. That's our life force, our vital energy. Deeper still, that's where you find the Manomaya kosha, our mind, our emotions, all that inner chatter. Beyond that is the Vijnanamaya kosha, the sheath of wisdom and higher intellect. And then right at the very core of it all is the Anandamaya kosha, the sheath of pure bliss. Okay, that's a cool model, but so what? How do you actually access or influence these layers? Well, according to this wisdom, that's where the Gayatri Mantra comes in. It's a sequence of 24 specific sounds, and get this, it's described as a biological master key. The whole idea is that its vibrations are perfectly tuned to resonate with balance and ultimately unlock the potential that's just sitting dormant inside each of these layers. And that brings us to how this all works in practice. In this next section, we're going to look at the actual mechanism, how the vibration from this mantra is said to activate these layers, starting from the outside and working its way all the way in. The process starts at the most physical level. The theory here is that the sound vibrations from the mantra aren't just something you hear. They actually interact directly with your physical body, that Annamaya kosha, influencing it right down to the molecular and cellular level to create a state of harmony. Now, it gets even more interesting. When you combine the chanting with specific breathing techniques, known as pranayama, the effect is supposed to be amplified. This synergy is believed to seriously energize the pranamaya kosha, dramatically boosting the flow of our vital life force all through the body. And the source uses this really fascinating term here. It says that the mantra's energy revitalizes our bioplasmic body. Such a unique phrase, right? It almost bridges ancient concepts with more modern language, suggesting there's this tangible, energetic field that surrounds us and flows through us, a field that can actually be rejuvenated. All right, so we've covered the physical and the energetic layers. Now let's go even deeper into our own inner landscape. We're moving from the chaos of the mind toward the quiet depths of our own being. This is the path toward bliss. And this next part, I think we can all relate to this. That constant mental noise, the non-stop stream of thoughts, worries, emotions. It can be exhausting. That's the Manomaya kosha, the mental layer, in action. The mantra, here, is said to act like an anchor, cutting right through all that chaos to help you find a state of deep concentration and stillness. And here's the thing, once the mind gets calm, something remarkable is said to happen. You can finally access that next layer, the Vijnanamaya kosha. Awakening this wisdom sheath is said to unlock deeper parts of your mind, leading to things like extraordinary intuition, deep insight, and even hidden talents you never knew you had. And that brings us to the final destination of this whole journey. Touching that innermost layer, the Anandamaya kosha, is said to let a person experience what's called Satchidananda. This is described as the ultimate state of being, a perfect fusion of absolute truth, pure consciousness, and profound bliss. So let's do a quick recap. First, our existence is described as this five-layered system, from a physical out here to the bliss body deep inside. Second, the Gayatri Mantra is presented as the key to awaken and balance all of it. Third, the whole mechanism is based on sound vibration influencing our physical and energetic systems. And finally, this whole thing is a journey inward, from mental chaos to deep inner peace, revealing that maybe we aren't just physical bodies, but sources of infinite energy. And that really leaves us with one final thought to chew on. If we really are sources of infinite energy, if that's what we are at our core, then what is our true potential? What are we capable of that we haven't even begun to imagine?